Very nice to see you. I hope you are all well. I've just lowered my mask. There are some people around. Got my mask down here. I heard a nice thing apparently from May. We won't have to wear masks. No way. That would be so cool. Hi, Dagna. Hi, Sandy. Hi, Tim, Sarah, Rebecca, the girls, Doris, Sue, Hayward, Neil, Turquoise, Queen Ariel, Dahlia, Melissa, Chelsea, Ava, Shelley, Erica. Hi, nice to see you all. I hope that you're well. How are you? Hi, Linda. Thank you. I cut my hair just now after the shower that I had. Well, just now. I just cycled 12 kilometers, so I'm a little bit tired, but I cut it properly. The other day I cut it like with some advice from videos online, and I don't know why, because if I cut it the way I always cut it, it's going to be better. So I did. Thank you very much. It's very nice of you to say that it looks nice. Hello, everybody, and welcome. My name is MissKendalJames. I've got my mask down here, so you're getting the unmuffled version of me today. I hope that you're well, and I'm very excited to bring you here to my favorite place in all of Japan. Some of you may have come to this location with me before, so please don't be disappointed. I hope you're going to soak up my enthusiasm for this gorgeous place, and it's also the first time you'll be seeing it in winter. In the background, you should be able to see some snow on the mountains in the background, and there's a little bit of snow to the side of me, but you can't see loads of snow, sadly. It would have been gorgeous with loads of snow. So when you see this tour again in spring, maybe in 2 months, February, March, the end of March, I'll do this again. But there'll be cherry blossoms around too. If someone has got out of sync audio, please can you consider refreshing the app, because I'm using the same mic and the same phone I always use, and it's showing standard audio. But the Heygo app did have a lot of problems earlier. I couldn't even get onto the app. So please report it to Heygo and put it in the tech part of your review. Everyone else okay for audio? I hope you all are. I really hope so, because this is a looking and talking tour. Okay, good. I'm glad. Sorry, everybody. There's the occasional 1 or 2 people that will have problems with audio, so I'm glad that the rest of you are okay. Thank you. Linda really likes my accent, so she's biased anyway. Should be like, sure, be as garbled as you like. I love it. So let me turn the camera around, and invite you to see this glorious museum. We are not going inside the museum, so I hope you have read the about information. We're not going inside, but I am going to get you lots of gorgeous pictures, and I believe I'm going to satisfy you. So please feel as satisfied as this girl that has just cycled 12 kilometers, because I need your encouragement to get the 12 kilometers back home again. I will be going inside, but in Japanese museums, you are absolutely not allowed to record things. You're occasionally allowed to take pictures. You're not allowed to walk with high heels, umbrellas, draw with a pen. There's a ton of things you're not allowed to do in a Japanese museum. So I'm sorry, we shan't be going inside, just as my info says. But I'm intending to give you a lovely, lovely old time outside. We've got my lovely new gimbal. It's the upgraded version of my last one, because apparently a gimbal lasts about 450 tours, which is how many I'd done. So yeah, I hope you find it to be nice and smooth and lovely, and let's all go around and have a look. What I am going to do is I'm going to give you a run through of the 3 major exhibits that are always inside the museum. I've loaded lots of pictures into my records so that I can share them in the chat. So do keep an eye on the chat. If you normally have it closed, please do open it up if you're on a computer. And I'm also going to tell you about the last 2 exhibits that I saw, because there's 3 permanent ones and then there's always 1 extra. And they happen every quarter. So the whole museum gets closed for about a week or so, 2 weeks maybe. And then it gets opened up again for the next quarter, the next season. And there'll be a new artist on display inside. I'm going to tell you about the 2 last ones I saw and the one that I'm going to see today. Oh, Lynn has no audio. Can anyone type to her and ask her to maybe use a different device or something, is what I would recommend. So There are lots of reasons why this is my favorite place in the whole of Japan. You might think that's a bold claim. First of all, it's in Moriyama, where I live. I didn't choose Moriyama. I was just placed in this lovely location. This is near Lake Biwa. If you take a look at your map, you can see the largest lake in Japan. So first of all, there's that. So I'm biased to it. I also love art. I love museums. I love architecture. And I studied interior design and architecture. So I find all of these lines and things incredibly satisfying. Thanks everyone for trying to help her. Hi, Kathy. Nice to see you. Lynn and Delia and Susan. Nice to see you guys too. Why don't they let you take or record photographs? So in Japan, you can, in some locations, take and record photographs, but it's usually a designated location. But great question. And one of the reasons is going to be for the enjoyment of others. So that basically in Japan, everyone's phone makes a sound when you take a picture. And I don't know if you've noticed, but Japanese people really, really love taking pictures. So a lot of people are going all the time. And I'm sure that just now was quite annoying for you guys. So I think you can appreciate that it's no fun for everybody who's there as a paying guest, paying visitor to hear that sound constantly. Sorry if there's a little shake on the camera today. It's very cold. It's a couple of degrees outside. Hi, Anne. Nice to see you. So if you go to see great artists and things in museums, they often have a designated spot where you can take a picture next to the thing to say you were here, but also they really want you to purchase things from the gift shop, and they really don't want to cause any copyright infringement. They don't know how to turn... You can silence that. They're not generally allowed to silence that. There's a reason in relation to upskirting. Upskirting is a not very nice thing that happens in a lot of countries to women and young girls who are wearing short skirts. People who are so inclined will take pictures up girls' skirts. So for the last 6 years or so, there has been a loud sound on all Japanese phones, and if you turn it off, then people might think you're a little bit sneaky or dodgy. So the idea is that everyone complies, much like I am wearing a mask. We just comply so that we fit in. So let me tell you a little bit about this museum. You can say it's dumb, you can say it's awful, yeah. The reason why, and that everyone has to suffer, it really does suck. But yes, that is the cultural insight. Queen Ariel, for all of the reasons I just said, is why you can't take or record photographs in museums in Japan. Anyone feel free to recite that again to her. Sorry, I can't. Let me tell you, this wonderful museum, Sagawa Art Museum, was opened on March 22nd, 1998. It's part of a celebration to mark the 40th anniversary of the establishment of Sagawa Express Co. Sagawa Express Co. That's all right, Queen Ariel, but I can't say it again, I'm afraid. If you were busy, you've missed it. Copyright, gift shop, loud sounds. Sagawa is, what do I say? It's a shipping company, like FedEx or, sorry, I've only got Japanese ones in my head right now. In the UK, the Royal Mail. So Sagawa, this commemorates the 40th anniversary of that shipping company. The museum is located in Moriyama in the ancient district of Omi, amongst lush natural surroundings and a view of Lake Biwa. But as well as that, there are also some strange and salacious things just off to the side. So I'm just gonna show you because it's a little bit funny. I think there's mostly grown-ups in the space. Delaney did a wonderful tour of a grown-ups only special love hotel the other day. I call them the grown-ups special hotels, which are just in the background over there, and you can also see some lovely snowy mountains. It is beautifully serene. No people today because it's towards the end of the exhibition, the special exhibition that's in there. You also have to book your ticket in advance. I'll just zoom in again. This is a whole row of love hotels for grown-ups. So it zoomed in a bit much, just a bit shaky, but I'll explain those a little bit in a moment. I'll explain why they're there. And this is right next to Lake Biwa, as you can see from your map as well. So I'm going to keep giving you information while showing you around a little bit so you can enjoy the kind of serene, reflective area. at Sagawa Art Museum, their mission is to contribute to the promotion and development of art and culture through a variety of cultural initiatives focused on the exhibition of works by outstanding artists that embody the spirit of Japanese art, such as the painter Hirayama Ikuo, the sculptor Sato Churyo, and the ceramic artist Raku Kichizaemon. And I'm going to tell you all about those guys in a moment. So you can turn that sound off on your phone if you like, but you've got to get really dodgy apps to do it in the first place, so it's not really a comfortable feeling. Hello, everybody. Thank you very much for joining. So if you're just coming in, you have missed a little bit of the intro, but there's lots to explain too. We're not going inside the building, so please make sure you've read the information for this tour, which you can see in the About section, but you're going to have lots of great information and pictures as well, so make sure the chat is open. So it's also called the Water Garden because of what Melissa has just mentioned, these beautiful reflections on this water. There's about 5 to 10 inches of water, so that's about 8 to 20, like 12 to 20 centimeters, excuse me. There were just people walking past, so I didn't want to have my mask down and be disrespectful in that moment. So there we go. Let's go over to this wonderful sculpture over here. I'm going to tell you a little bit about that. Actually, I might give you the view of those hotels and the lovely mountains in the background just for a second. But aren't these shapes just beautiful? Look at these. I love all of the angles. I think basically every photograph looks so intriguingly beautiful. I think it's a photographer's haven. And this whole thing is really, really affected by the seasons. Do you see that hint of, look, I can get those grown-ups hotels out of the background and you can instead just see the mountains. It just looks like a fantastic charcoal drawing. You're not wrong, Melissa. Isn't it gorgeous? And the shades of grey are just fantastic. Really subtle, really beautiful, just neutral, and my partner would say kind. He likes to say yasashi for things that just feel calm and kind on the taste buds, on your, I don't know, on your skin, in your feeling. So I think it's nice. It is terrible, Queen Ariel. Why would people do that? Indeed, because there's a lot of naughty people out there in the world. Not actually related to that, but those adult hotels in the background are in this area because this area around Lake Biwa, where we are right now, also has the giant main road going all the way past it. That's because it's just the best place to get yourself in a car to lots of the different towns and cities in the area. And as you might notice from your map, you can see that Moriyama is the only city on this side that is next to the bridge, the Biwako Ohashi, which is the bridge that passes over Lake Biwa. So it's obviously a hot spot for lots of people who are traveling, especially people who work in companies, business people. They can easily get from city to city and even cross to the other side of the bridge, of the lake, to Katasa. Hi, Patrick. Nice to see you. If anyone would like a proper hello and you haven't had one, do let me know. So I'm going to tell you about this wonderful artist here. It's really cold outside, so bear with me. I'm just trying to manage my notes and be a feeble, two-armed guide. And it's a little bit of a nightmare. I am very, very cold, but let me see what I can do as we pass through. So inside, I told you that there are 3 main artists that are always on display. Their art is not it's not the same art every time. So every time it's a new season and they change the main special exhibition, the permanent exhibits, the art that's on show for them is constantly changed too. Look at the lovely blues and browns and greys. Isn't it wonderful? Oh, thank you very much for sending me warm vibes. I like them. Hello, Robert O. All right, me, Babber. You can have a proper hello. Hi, Richard and Sarah. Nice to see you guys. How's that for a proper hello? You can have a Japanese one if you like as well, if anyone wants a Japanese hello. So I'm an artist myself, which is another reason I've got an affinity for this kind of space and why and why I love it so much. And I also try to get you some really interesting postcards and things, because if you are watching this on Heygo, rather than maybe it's live on YouTube right now, you can take postcards at the same time and you can chat to us. So whoever's watching on YouTube, get over to Heygo and hang out with us. We want to hang out with you. Okay. 久しぶりです。こんにちは、ティナ。ティナちゃん、こんにちは。元気ですか? Long time no see. Hello, and how are you? It's not so long, really. Let me tell you. So this is by Sato Churyo. He's a sculptor from 1912 to 2011. Sato Churyo created sculptures throughout his life as a leading figure in the field of modern Japanese representational sculpture. He expressed the Japanese physique in his representational works with different aesthetics than what we're seeing in Western sculptures. His style was highly regarded and made him the first Japanese person to hold a solo exhibition at the Museum Rodin in Paris. For his achievements, he was recommended as a guest member of France's Academy of Fine Arts. You can have a proper Bristolian goodbye at the end, yes, and a proper Japanese goodbye as well. Queen Ariel, no problem. Oh, thank you very much. I do hope your top hat stays on your head as well, Robert. Hi, Glenna. Nice to see you. It is a really great place for artists to visit and sketch. I've done a painting of it myself. I've done a painting of it, which is in my bag, and I've done a sketch of it last time in the autumn, which was really wonderful. I sat just over there, and lots of people were walking past me saying, "Sugoi, sugoi," which means, wow, it's amazing, it's amazing. Which was very, very kind of them. So I'm going to show you a painting in just a second. Let me just pop the gimbal down over here. This brand new gimbal is a little bit sensitive, in my opinion. It's the same brand as the last one, the same model, actually. Well, it's a newer version of the same model. I'm going to take you to see some wonderful sights over there, and I'm going to take you all the way around the back to see the tea room. So do stick with me. You are going to have a lovely time. I am going to be a cold, cold girl, though. Cold, cold girl. Thank you, Rebecca. That's very kind of you to leave a tip for me. This tour takes me 3 hours because I have to cycle back and forth to it as well. So I do really appreciate your tips. And I'll be spending 1,000 yen to get in and go and see it myself. Right. Let me just get some pictures for you. 1 second. Here's that sculptor's extra work. So coming into the chat, I hope you guys are checking that out. Thank you. Can't fathom biking in the cold. Well, I've got 2 different kinds of gloves with me. Ooh, Shelley, hello. Welcome to your first ever Heygo tour. I hope I can surprise and delight you. Let me get you guys a picture of me with my artwork, okay? I'm going to show you this. Okay, can you see it? This is a picture that I created to look just like this statue in this space, but also represent a Nina Simone album that I really love. But 1 second. The type of animal on my hand was a Shiba dog. 1 moment, I'm just going to run away and you can get a picture of me. Oh, so cold. Right. How are they? Was that good? Do you want me to move in a different way? I've never done that before, but I hope you liked it. And I'll take you up close. Too far away. 1 second. Let me see what I can do. Is that better? Is that okay? I hope so. I love Nina Simone as well. I love her very much. Right, let me get my mic back on. Oh, so cold. So cold. I've got animals all over me, actually. Would you guys like to see more of my animals? I'll just show you another animal that I've got on me. Of course. Just a second. That animal is a rabbit. That's Miffy, my fluffy Miffy bag. I'm glad you're smiling on your end. Right, let me just put my mic back on in my bag, get my notes ready, and then carry to the next area. So I hope you liked checking out the art of that artist. There's also a wonderful stag over here, which I'm going to show you. And when the light is just so, in this area under here, it shines fantastically and it creates just the most beautiful golden glow on the water. I'll go back and get you another view of that in a moment, guys, don't worry. On the water, but also it creates this fantastic golden diagonal shape just here, which is just wonderful. So I love coming back at golden hour. I love coming back spring, summer, autumn, winter, and really showing off all of the different areas, seasons, light, and everything in this wonderful space. So just in case anyone has just come in and is confused again, we're not allowed into the museum, but I am going to take you around the outside to that tea house in the background, and I'm going to get you lots of other wonderful pictures. So do stick with me. I'm also going to give you a review of a few more artists as permanent exhibitions and a few that are temporary special exhibitions as well. Hello, Virginia. Nice to see you. Oh, thank you, Shelley. I'm really glad you're loving it already. Look at this lovely stag over here by that same artist. If you've just come in, there are pictures in the chat, and I will get you some more pictures in a moment. Gosh, this new gimbal is really sensitive. I might have to use the old one anyway. Wow, Melissa says, looking at these lines reminds me of sitting in the Agnes Martin Gallery in Taos. Sorry if I said those wrong, Johnny. Animals are crawling over me because I'm Snow White. Yeah, welcome, Shelley. Welcome to Heygo. We're very happy to have you here. It's a very friendly old place. Let me see if I can get you some arty shots. So, Shelley, just in case you haven't noticed, you can take your own postcards. There's a big button on your screen that allows you to take your own postcards. The main road nearby, so that's why there's cars like that. Yes, I'm staying as warm as I can, Virginia. Yes, how did you hear about Heygo, Shelley? So we're going to see that stag from another angle as well. It's a little bit overcast today, of course, but still kind of bright in the sky. But really pretty, isn't it? I'll try and zoom in for you a little bit. Get the car out of the way. Okay, and we're going to go for a walk back down the other side, and then I'm going to walk on the other side of this water area here. Yeah, very, very stunning. And one of my favorite things about Japan in general is all of these mountains in the background. Isn't it wonderful? I'll give you a little zoom back there. That's just like the blue silhouette of them, minus that car. I'll just put my mask on when I'm next to other people. Oh, nice. Was it something linked to me, Shelley, or just to Heygo in general? Because that's good. I'm glad. It's nice to know Facebook and other things are working. Let me see if I can get you a portrait shot just here. It might be nice. 3, 2, 1. Oh. Yeah, there you go. You can have a really arty screensaver if you like. And the people dirtying up my shot. 3, 2, 1. They're also adding scale, though. I'll forgive them. Okay, would you like to learn about the other artists? I'm sure you would. Look at the wonderful snowy mountains. Very geometric, very satisfying. Yeah, it was called Virtual Tours before, but I've only been on Heygo for a year. The end of this month is the anniversary of my first tour. I've got lots of big plans for you guys. I hope you're excited to hear them. I've also added lots of tours in the last couple of days, so do check them out. They're not new ones, but they are seasonally new, and they are new to me as a seasoned guide here on Heygo. Okay, I'll lower my mask again. Those people have gone. Thank you very much for being on my first tour, Stephanie. That was great, but it was also really awful. I thought I was nervous because I was shaking so much. It turned out to be not me shaking so much at all. It was the blooming gimbal. And today, this new gimbal is just very sensitive. It's had a hard day, so it seems to be shaking anyway, plus I'm really cold. Okay, let me tell you about another artist that's inside. I'm going to tell you about the main, one of the permanent exhibitions, which is of Hirayama Ikuo. He is very, very important and wonderful. Thank you, KL, for following me. Let me give you some more pictures of his work, or any pictures of his work here. He's a wonderful gentleman that followed the Silk Road. So he's a Japanese-style painter from 1930 to 2009. Hirayama Ikuo traveled the Silk Road, identifying the prayer for peace along the road that brought Buddhism to Japan. During his lifetime, he took over 140 trips to approximately 40 countries and created many works with Buddhism and Silk Road themes. As the first Japanese UNESCO Goodwill Ambassador, he worked hard to protect cultural properties around the world. He was honored with the insignia of Commander of the Order of Arts and Literature by the French government. He's wonderful. Not with us anymore, but inside the exhibition is just fantastic. And he actually paints with a glue-like substance and the crushed minerals of lots of different kinds of rocks and other things. They're really bright colors, but kind of blues and browns and yellows. And they sparkle just incredibly because of all of the different elements that are inside the crushed rocks and minerals. So it's just fantastic. And I really want to touch the art, but I know you are not meant to touch the art. So I do not, but I really want to. And you guys know how hard that is for me. Here's another picture for you. And here's a sunny day picture. What do you think of a sunny day picture? He is an incredible artist. And the pieces of art that he makes are absolutely huge. Way bigger than people. And in 3 parts that all come together. He's got some quite difficult themes in there. Even the desert. So he would hang out in the desert making sketches and things. And the work is 3-dimensional because of that glue like paste. Or he does this incredible ink work that every time he moves the brush, you can not brush but like the nib that he's using, you can see where he's stopped on the paper for a second before he moves to the next line continuously, because there's a little blob in between each of them. And I really, really love it. And I would be totally happy to present a tour on how to do some techniques a bit like his and run through some more of his art. So if you'd like that kind of thing, do let me know in your review, and just let me know what you'd like in connection to this, and I'll be happy to see what I can create for you. He doesn't make any flower art, unfortunately. Yeah, his art is inside the museum. All of the artists I'm telling you about right now, their art is inside the museum as well. Linda says, back in high school, I got in trouble in the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York City for touching the wall and had to stay with the teacher for the rest of the day. Yes, Marianne, I like sumie as well. The very first exhibition I saw here for the special exhibition was a sumie one. Tina, you weren't here just at the very beginning of the tour. I was talking about there always being 3 permanent exhibitions that are rotated throughout the museum's stock of those artists' work, and then there's always a special exhibition once a quarter. No filming allowed inside, I'm afraid. It's very, very beautiful. I can take some pictures inside. So what I recommend you do is follow me on Instagram. I'm at MissKendalJames on everything. So check me out on YouTube and Instagram. You should find there's beautiful pictures from autumn in this exact area. So do check those out. But sadly, the 7-month-old phone I had suddenly stopped working after that very day. So I lost all of my videos that I took. So I was going to make a beautiful edited video to really show, it was going to be a love letter to this museum because of how much I love it. But the phone just utterly stopped. So I lost all of that and I had to buy my second phone in just 2 years. Second brand new phone in just 1 year, 7 months, and now I've got this one. Thank you. linktr.ee/MissKendalJames for all things Kendall. The spelling of that artist, Hirayama, Hirayama, and Ikuo is Ikuo. Now, over here, we're walking towards the tea house. This is a modern tea house. It's unlike any other tea house that you would normally see around Japan. Normally, you'd see very, very traditional-looking things that are wooden-based and dark-looking with paper screens and tatami mat floors. I don't doubt that those kind of things are inside this building. Perhaps, actually, maybe not, to be honest. Thank you very much, Sarah, for sharing the spelling of the name. But in Japan, tea ceremonies are incredibly important, much like having tea in the UK is incredibly important, or having a tea party or afternoon tea. So I like being connected to a culture that's related to tea so much as well. And talking of the Silk Road and things earlier, it all comes together. I've never been inside this space. You can have a tour of that space for an extra 1,000 yen, but at designated times. Of course, because of coronavirus and things, that has reduced in the amount of times it runs. But I haven't been inside anyway. Over here, you can see there's this kind of channel. You can see the Shiba shows you little channel over there. You can walk downstairs on the inside and you go down and underneath. And actually you can look up into some of the water area here. It's quite interesting to see the light shine from below. Oh, MoMA is your favorite museum. Lovely. Lots of rectangles and triangles, right? Thank you, everybody, for being here, by the way. Thank you. Now, let me tell you about another artist, the other permanent exhibition that you can find at Sagawa Art Museum. We're here for 10 more minutes together. Let me show you. I'm going to show you Raku pottery, okay? So this is ceramic art that's created in Japan, and it is also the very important vessels that you'll find used in tea ceremonies. To you, these ones might look a little bit strange. They might look a bit rough and ready. Some of you might think they look absolutely stunning, and others might think, how is that art? How is that a cup you want to drink out of? And others are like, goodness me, look at all of the textures and the materials that go into that. There's a final artist that is always on display within this museum, or his family members are as well, and that is down in the basement of this whole space. Wow, I'm going to get you a beautiful view over here. And I've got more beautiful angles to show you, so do stick with me. And his name is Raku Jikinyu. Raku Jikinyu. Okay, that's RAAKU JIKINYU. Raku Jikinyu. So he's a ceramic artist from 1949 until now, the only permanent exhibitor that is still alive today within this museum, apart from the special exhibitions. He's the 15th generation master of Raku ceramic ware that his family has been making in Japan for Japan's tea ceremony for over 450 years. He has broken new ground with his innovative ideas while holding on to the long traditions of Raku ware. His works are not only exhibited in Japan but around the world, including the Hermitage Museum that is considered one of the world's top 3 art museums. He was honored with the insignia of the Order of Arts and Literature by the French government. So there are lots of connections to the French government in this wonderful space. Yeah, he's quite the person. So I hope you enjoy the extra pictures I've included in the chat for you there. And if you guys are watching on YouTube, then you're just going to have to come onto Heygo and see what on earth we're talking about. Now, you're not meant to walk around this little area, but I'm going to show you the glorious angles because I think it's culturally important and outstanding, and there's nobody else around, and I'm not doing anything naughty. It says absolutely no admittance there. I'm not going in that, for example. I'm just going to walk around here and show you guys how gorgeous these lines are back here. Can I see your animals? Again for your daughter. This is my dog gloves. Robert says my voice is meant for mass media. Take me to the mass media. Look at that. This is not the delightful sight I meant. Those are the love hotels in the background with the mountains. That's not exactly what I had in mind. Hi, Christina. Nice to see you. So let me tell you about the artists that have been here before that I've seen. There's this incredible artist just here who celebrated his 100th anniversary. Well, the original book. Yes, and the artist. The artist's not here anymore. 100th anniversary of this wonderful yokai, which is Japanese supernatural, mythical wonderment, kind of like monsters and spirits and all kinds of strange creatures. And that was a really wonderful exhibition to come and see. Let me give you his name if you would like his name. So it's the anniversary of Shigeru Mizuki. So that's Shigeru and Mizuki, Mizuki. Hi, Komugi, nice to see you. Maybe not, Linda. Maybe others are obsessed with my voice. So his exhibition was all about how ghosts were born. Mizuki Shigeru, 1922 to 2005. Was representative of Japanese manga around the world. So if you are into manga, you may well know his work. But I just wanted to get this shot for you. Isn't it wonderful? And I'm going to return to the less naughty state of being on the side that we're allowed to be on. But it's nice, isn't it? We're in an area of Shiga, that has got basically business commodities and things like a couple of hotels next to Lake Biwa and love hotels as well. But it also has big sports fields for kids and things. And you can see hints of snow that has been here in the last week or two. I bet this whole museum looked so good in the snow, but there's no way I was getting myself out here. 12 kilometers of cycling. I can take the bus, but I'm afraid I don't make enough tips to warrant taking the bus. And it still takes as long as cycling because of how many times the bus stops. So I figured I would get the exercise rather than anything else. A love hotel is a special hotel for just adults if they would like to go there with people that they love, is what I'm going to say on this tour. And love could mean like very much. Right, let me tell you about two more artists that are, so that one I just told you about was a special exhibition. I'm going to tell you about one more that I saw last year. This wonderful artist creates, it's a photographer actually. He's a photographer. I'm actually a bit annoyed. Everyone I'm talking about is a man. Society. That's so annoying. Oh well, better I'm oblivious. Stop thinking about that. Okay, so this is paper cutting by Mitsuhiko Imamori. He's a self-taught photographer, and he's the leading nature photographer of Shiga and Biwa, which is wonderful. Linda, I'll take you one day. I love you. I take you to a love hotel. Might be a bit too much. I think Delena will be taking you in a couple more. And there are actually cheap options for staying in sometimes if you like. I've almost stayed in one quite a few times, but I'm very good at finding hotels, so I don't necessarily have to stay in those. So the water is flowing really beautifully because can you see it moving very slightly? It's all flowing and draining towards a little drainage point over on the side behind me. It's nothing so pretty though, so don't worry. So he creates these wonderful paper cuts. So I guess he evolved from photography into these wonderful paper cuts, and some of them were huge, as in 1 meter by 1.5 meters. Quite wonderful. And in the last 2 minutes, what I will tell you is about the exhibition that I'm going to go and see after this. I'm going to go get myself warm. I've bought my ticket. It's always 1,000 yen or 1,200 yen. You have to book in advance. I'm going to put the word poop on the screen, so watch out. I'm going to see this exhibition. Some of these pictures in love hotels may cause short stays. True. Thank you very much, Linda. Yeah, that was paper cutting in that previous one. So here we can see taro gomi, which is what I'm going to see soon. And this person makes children's books. And the exhibition I'm going to see in particular is based on opening the world of science to children. So there you see Everybody Poops and other such glorious monthly children's illustrative books that have come out in Japan over the last 50 years. So it's the 50th anniversary. And so I'm going to go and enjoy that. And it's all about opening doors and learning. The first exhibition that I ever saw here was called Design as in the first letter in both our alphabet and also in the Japanese phonetic alphabet too, of a, I, U, E, O, design So that's what I saw, and it was a really wonderful exhibition. And so I come here 3 to 4 times a year to catch every special new exhibition, and I love it. I'm sure I could arrange a Love Hotel tour in the future. Let's see. If I get 40 sponsors, I'll do a Love Hotel tour. That means I need 10 more sponsors. What do you say? Thank you very much, John and Anne. That's very, very kind of you. So, Kagaku no Tomo is a monthly picture book launched in 1969, and it's the joy of seeing, thinking, and learning for children. It's all about asking small questions and making discoveries in everyday life. So that is what that is about. And it just sounds wonderful. And it says that many doors lead to the world of science. What do you think? Do you agree? Oh, lovely. Melissa says lots of her friends have that book. I want to show you my face, but I think my nose is red and I feel snotty because it's so cold. Hello, everybody. Thank you very much for coming to my favorite place in Japan, perhaps the world. It's an understated but glorious, special little place that often baffles my partner. He's been here before. I've brought about 10 different people, American, Japanese, Australian, and more to this location, and British, because it's incredible. Inside is wonderful. The architecture, the interior, the exhibits, the everything. It's really wonderfully done. The water garden theme extends inside as well. There are inside courtyards of just a statue and water, nothing else. So if you ever come to Japan and you'd like a private tour around Moriyama, please bank some time for this and I'll come and show you. Thank you so much. Oh, I'm so cold. So cold. Can't wait to go inside. Thank you very much for attending my tour, having a nice time. I think in 2 more minutes, there's another tour from another guide. I didn't catch the name, but I think it's someone wonderful. So go and check out their tour if you like. I'm going inside. Yeah, I'm going inside. Then I'm for an hour cycle back. And then I've got to work for 4 hours at nighttime. So it's a big day for me. Thank you very much, everybody. I hope you feel like you've learned some things, seen some wonderful things, seen some stuff, and also got some glorious postcards that make you feel a bit like a proper photographer. Okay, it's a Nepalese tour coming up next, so do check that out. Thank you, everyone. I hope that you'll leave me reviews, and honestly, do consider becoming my sponsor. You do get handmade cards from Japan seasonally, some secret videos, special posts, and I can be your personal shopper, as well as you get the satisfaction of knowing that thanks to you, you're helping me bring a lot more tours to all of my voyagers. So thank you very, very much on behalf of all of us. Science is everywhere. Thank you. Thank you to all of my lovely sponsors in the room as well. There's loads of you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Bye. Oh, Queen Ariel wanted a Japanese goodbye. So let me see. Jane. That just means see you soon. I don't want to say sayonara because that means goodbye for always, or at least for a long time. And from Bristol, we say cheers, mate. Catch you later. So see you. Thanks, John.